everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am super excited because I found something new at the drugstore. I found it at Shoppers Drug Mart and it really made me happy inside my soul. This is the Essence Daily Dose of Love eyeshadow palette. First of all, look how cute. There was 3 of these palettes on the pre-pack and I wanted to buy all of them, but then I thought, am I realistically going to get to a review on all 3 palettes? Probably not. But there was another one that really caught my eye and I don't remember the name, but it had all these really beautiful jewel tones. But again, it wasn't really like a wearable eyeshadow palette, so I decided to go with more of the wearable one, which was the Daily Dose of Love eyeshadow palette, which looks like this. Really beautiful. You could tell there's some mattes, there's some shimmers. The other one had a lot of jewel tones, which I loved, had blues and turquoises, but I found I would probably get more use out of this one. And then they also had a really beautiful one with a little bit more of a purple undertone, but for some reason when I wear purples, my eyes can get a little bit puffy and affectionate, you know? Like, that's not a word, but something happens. But I really like this. I thought it was cute too that it's made out of 100% recycled paper, so environmentally friendly. And I really like how you open it and it says Self-Love Club. We all need to show ourselves a little bit of self-love once in a while. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some sort of look using this palette, and if you're interested to see it in action, please keep watching. Alright, so first up I'm going to prime my eye with the Lise Watier. This is the Portfolio. It's a concealer palette, but I've been really liking it lately for priming the eye, so I'm just going to take a little bit of this neutral color. I'm going to work this concealer all over the bottom of my lid. It's just going to give it a nice canvas to apply the eyeshadow to. Okay, so first I'm going to set my entire eye using this cream colored matte shadow. So we're going to dip into that. I'm using a Coastal Scents fluffy kind of brush here. So I'm going to dip in. Okay, so next I'm going to pick up this NYX number 16 kind of fluffy brush. I'm going to go in with this matte brown shade. So we're going to dip into that. They are a little bit powdery. When you dip in with a brush, you can see that there's some fallout on the pan. So I'm going to start to work this just in the crease of my eye to give it a little bit more dimension. Definitely pigmented, and I really am enjoying this brown shade. It's kind of a warm colored brown. It has a little bit more of a pink kind of rose color to it. Okay, so next I'm taking this Joe Fresh defining brush and I'm going to pick up a little bit of this red kind of color. I'm actually going to press this shade just in the inner corner of my eye, and I'm also going to use it on the outer corner, but I'm like floored right now because I can't believe how pigmented this is. So first I just like to tap the color onto the eye and then I go back in with my fluffy brush with nothing else on it, and I'm just going to start to blend out the color. When you start to blend, you lose a little bit of the pigment, so I'm going to go back in with that flat brush again and just lay down a little bit more of that red kind of shade. Next I'm going to go in with a definer Quo brush, and I'm going to go in with the dark brown color. So we're going to pick a little bit of that up. Just going to work it right in the very crease of my eye. I'm not going to bring it up as high as the first light brown shade we used. But I'm going to go in and go all the way into the inner corner and then extend it to the outer corner, but just keeping it right in the socket of my eye. Then taking the crease brush, we're going to go in and just soften any sort of harsh lines. I'm also going to work a little bit of that dark brown as well, right here on the outer edge of my eye. I'm actually kind of amazed how pigmented these are. I wasn't expecting it to be as pigmented. I find Essence eyeshadows are hit and miss. So sometimes I'll pick up a palette and the colors are a little bit chalky, maybe not as blendable, but this one so far, so good. It's not too bad. It's pretty good for a cheap little drugstore eyeshadow palette. Okay, so I feel like this round thing in the middle, this jewel toned red color, I feel like we have to use it. I just feel like we do. So I'm going to go in with my finger. It actually feels very soft. I thought it would feel a little bit more chunky and gritty, but it's not, which I kind of like because I find when it's really chunky, it kind of falls all over your face. Sometimes I wish I had smaller fingers because I find it hard sometimes to apply eyeshadow with my fingers. I'm definitely probably gonna have to change my outfit because I was going for relaxation vibes today with my little jumpsuit on here. This is like a one piece. I was just feeling lazy. I'm probably gonna have to change. This is very glam for this outfit. I actually really like this shade. It's not too chunky, so it's very wearable. It's on the wearable side. It's also not too red, it's not too pink. It's kind of in between. It's like the perfect pop of pink or red or whatever you want to call it. It's like a pinky red. So here's my issue. My issue when trying out new palettes is I want to just test all the shades because they're all so beautiful. Like for instance, this one right here looks absolutely beautiful. It's like a bronzy kind of color. You could definitely make this eye very wearable. If you want it to be very, very neutral, very wearable, I would stick with the matte browns, add in a little bit of the brown kind of bronze shade, a little bit of the gold, very wearable. Or if you want to do with like what I've done, a little bit of pop of color, a little bit more out there, you definitely can do that as well. I think by looking at these, yeah. Okay, I'm going to suggest that you do use your finger while applying these shimmery shades. I think you can make it work with a brush, but I think you're not going to get as much pigment and it's going to be a little bit more chunky, so I do suggest using your finger. I'm going to go in with this bronze shade as well. And just apply it to the center of my eyelid. I'm going to try wetting this brush. A little bit of setting spray. I'm going to pick up the gold and just apply the gold right to the very center, just tapping it. I'm going to pick up a little Quo lip brush as well. Wet that. This one's a little bit more precise. I probably should have used this one the first time around. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that pink and just apply it to the very inner corners of my eye. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I want to keep it a little bit on the softer side, so I'm going to dip in with a little bit of the brown and then a little bit of this pink as well, a combination of the two. You can tell though, there's a lot of kickback, but on the eye, they're very blendable, very pigmented, and I'm actually in shock. I do find with Essence shadows for the most part that they are kind of crumbly like this, for the most part. If you have fine lines right underneath your eye, and you don't wear eyeshadow underneath the lower lash line, I suggest trying it. I do find that it will hide a little bit of fine lines that are happening a little bit up higher, closer to the eye. Kind of hides everything, which is great. I usually just use a very soft brown shade right underneath the lash line every single day, and it kind of just helps blend my concealer into the eye without having a lot of creasing. Alright, so next I'm going to use this in the waterline. I love this. I use it all the time. This is the Marc Jacobs gel liner in the color Pink of Me. I think it would look really nice with this eyeshadow look because it has a slight pink undertone. So I'm going to use that in the waterline to help open up my eyes. I'm going to use this brown eyeliner from Pixi. This is the Silky Endless Pencil in Black Cocoa. So we're going to use this. I'm going to go up into the lash line first. Okay, so next I'm taking this Joe Fresh Ultra Fine Eyeliner brush. I'm going to take it, I'm going to run it along the edge of this pencil. I like this pencil for smudging. It's very good at smudging. So if you like to draw a line and kind of smudge it out, you will love this. So I'm going to take it on the edge, and I'm just going to work it on the upper lash line. Okay, so for my lashes, I'm going to use the Essence Lash Princess Waterproof Mascara. I really enjoy this. I love it. So I'm going to use that, give it a coat. I think I'm going to apply some false eyelashes though, so I don't need a ton of this, but enough so my lashes just look fabulous. Okay, so that mascara was definitely enough, but I did throw on some fake eyelashes. I used these guys right here. This is the Cosmania Lashes for Days Wispies. I love these. I found them at, I think, Winners or HomeSense. They're like $2 a pair. You can't go wrong, and they honestly look really beautiful. They look like your lashes, but better, you know? So I glued on a pair of those, and then we're just gonna finish off by adding a lip. I'm gonna go in with the NYX Natural Lip Liner, so we're gonna go with that first. For the lip, we should do something pink because, I don't know, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of this NYX This is the cream lipstick in Tea and Cookies. I used to love this. I still love it. I just haven't worn it in a long time. More of like a summer color, but I'm not going to add a lot. I'm just going to add a little bit to the center of my lips, like so. And I'm going to brush on a little bit of this Stila. This is the liquid lipstick, and the color has worn off on this, but it's a very mauve-y, kind of brownish, cool undertone pink. So I'm going to add that to the outer portion of my lip. And then because liquid lipsticks are dry, we don't want no dry, crusty lips. So I'm going to go in with the Lancome. This is the Juicy Tube in the color Miracle. So we're going to go in with a tiny bit of that, not too much, because these are very, very glossy. Okay, so this will be the end of my review. I really hope you did enjoy it. To be honest with you, I'm pleasantly surprised. For me, Essence eyeshadows can be hit and miss. This one is definitely a hit. I like the size. I like how the packaging is made out of recycled paper, which is great. Also love how the shadows are super pigmented. Yes, when you dip your brush into the colors, you do get a lot of kickback, so that's kind of a downfall. You just tap off, but they blend out super seamlessly. They're very pigmented. These jewel tones are absolutely gorgeous, but I do suggest using your finger rather than using a brush. I think they're way more pigmented with a finger and they stick to the eye a lot better, but you can use a brush. Just make sure you wet it first. This shade here is the only shade I didn't use, which I think is also a really, really pretty pink, wearable pink. So I will try that out in another maybe video, but I do think too, you don't have to do this extreme kind of Christmas glam look like I did. You can make it definitely way more wearable, stick to the brown tones, add a little bit of shimmer, and it can be an everyday sort of look for you. So I do think that this is worth your money, very affordable, and now I actually am going to go try to find that jewel tone one, because the way that this performed on the eye, I think the jewel tone one would be amazing. So if I find the jewel tone one this weekend out in stores, I will buy it and review it as well. But yeah, this is the video. I really hope you did enjoy my review. If you did, as always, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel for new videos, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.